What's up, everyone? It's another episode of Next Level Thinking. Of course, I'm the host by the name of Chris Holmes. Today, I have a guest by the name of
Kelly Lyod.
And today, we're going to be talking about innovation. But before we go in detail about that, go ahead and tell the people of who you are and a little bit of background about yourself.
So, like you said, I'm Kelly Lyod. I'm from like a super small town.
Super small town?
Yeah,
like, number-wise, what are we talking about?
So I like around 5,000 in the town. So super small.
Yeah.
My graduating class, we only had 12 people in our graduating class.
Wow.
That's nothing compared to what some of these schools around here.
Yeah, I thought my graduating class was pretty.
So,
I can't say anything else after this.
And like we were so small, we had a 6-man football instead of 11-man football. So instead of 6 players or 11 players on each side, we had 6 players, and so super fast paced, shorter fields, not
50
as
yards.
It's 40 yards wide and 80 yards long.
So they modify the field.
Yeah. So that's how small it is. And then, so like I came from an entrepreneurship background.
Go a little bit more in detail about that. You said like entrepreneurship background. So like your family was running business before?
Yeah. So my dad runs a construction business, then my brother runs a construction business, and so they basically do the same thing.
So I guess like the family tradition is just to like run construction business.
I guess so.
Yes. How many years have been into it?
Oh, I don't even know. Their whole life, basically.
Whole life. So I can just imagine the clientele is just huge.
Yeah.
Because relationships are built.
Yeah.
And doing like good work over time.
I think we're probably one of the best construction builders in our area.
Okay, I hear your confidence.
That's
how you got to do it, though. You got to be confident about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think so.
Anything else?
Not really.
That's on that.
I guess that's all on that.
On that. Okay. So let's go a little bit more on defining innovation. So what is innovation in your own personal words?
So I'm going to give you the innovation in the dictionary. Innovation is the ability to change or adapt to the conditions of the environment. That's what you'll get if you go look it up on the dictionary. But I think it's more about you're being able to come up with new ideas, change quickly to the industry in which you're in the quickest. And I just think the faster you come up with new ideas, better services, better customer service, better products, that's just going to basically define your success in the future.
And I actually strongly agree with that, because we all know what happened to Hastings, Blockbuster, Toys R Us.
Yeah, they didn't adapt to
they were stubborn.
Video streaming. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And remember, if you think about it, Blockbuster used to be like the thing. It used to be almost to like a family tradition. It's like, okay, after a long, hard day of work, you go to Blockbuster, pick up your movie, and watch with the family, or
But now you have Netflix, so you can just do it anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, not to mention,
as long as you have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's almost everywhere. And then on top of that, I know a lot of customers were getting frustrated with the fees associated with, I think it was late fees.
I think so.
Yeah. So when people got hit by them late fees, people didn't take too kindly for that.
Yeah.
Looking to the bank account, and he was like, "Oh, the $5 I'm missing, where they come from?" And then you see late fee.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
And then I think was it Hastings? What do you think happened to Hastings?
I really don't know. I think the video streaming had a little bit to do with that also.
Think so?
I think so, because I don't know. Every time I've been into Hastings and like went and got a movie, I think it wasn't crowded that much.
Actually, now that I think about it.
And I think like on the book side also, I think Barnes and Noble kind of
beat them.
Yeah, I think Barnes and Noble made a better environment for you to read instead of Hastings.
So like, what do you feel like Hastings' environment was? Just being honest about this. Did you feel like it was just trying to push you out the way, get out the store? Or?
Yeah, kind of. Like Barnes and Noble, they have reading spots, and like Hastings, they didn't really have that. The store that we had, at least. They didn't really have that.
So you feel like a lack of actual locations inside the store to, I guess, read in peace.
Yeah,
kind of hurt the whole atmosphere.
I think so. And I think the atmosphere within like Barnes and Noble or even like Books a Million, it's so much more invitable, I guess, than it was Hastings. And that's my own experience actually.
Yeah, but you know, like even if it's just your own experience, I mean, that's the kind of feedback they should have listened to.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where they could have been. They could adapt, had a better environment for people to come in.
Because, you know, like word of mouth, I mean, even though I say it's like an old school kind of thing, but it's like still, you know, relatable, like from now and even in the future.
Yeah.
Because if someone says your stuff sucks,
yeah.
Eventually,
you better listen to them.
Because these people are promoting your business or product either in a good way or a bad way, you like it or not.
Yeah. That's for sure. And when people tell you that your stuff sucks, you better listen to them.
Yeah.
So.
And that's an alarm. You better listen. It got louder. Oh, it just got real.
Oh, dang. That's crazy.
But we're gonna still keep this going even though we have the alarms in the background. Got a whole thing on the back.
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
When it comes to innovation, what people come into mind?
Apple.
I know I hit you on the spot on this one.
Apple, Microsoft, Tesla. I've been impressed with Tesla lately.
Go in details about that.
So, I think just last week they came out with an all electric 18-wheeler.
What?
It can go 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. Like that's super fast for an 18-wheeler. Yeah. So, and then they just came out with some new cars and stuff too. I think I think Tesla's gonna go someplace. They just keep it up. I think they're gonna change the world.
Yeah, especially when you say like all electricity.
Yeah.
I mean, no gas.
That's
like,
what. No. That's
none.
not. That's
I'm
what
just
I've
trying
read.
to make sure.
Yeah.
Like none.
No. I think that's gonna be good. But I've been really impressed with Elon Musk lately.
I'm just stuck on that because I know if that turns public.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge game changer because I mean think of all the gas stations out there.
Oh yeah.
And then once the common consumer bees like, I don't have to pay for gas anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I was at my hotel last night, and just around the corner in the hotel parking lot they had Tesla charging spots. So it's starting to become a lot more popular now. So I think it's gonna pick up.
Yeah, maybe an investing opportunity.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. So
for sure.
When I brought up, you said Apple, Microsoft, Tesla. I guess what are the qualities of the CEO? I guess when it comes to being innovative, because we know Steve Jobs. Like, what was you think the traits that really made him stand out to be successful?
I think it's just the ability to change quickly. And you can see that within all those companies, really, because they're always changing. Like next year, we'll probably have like the iPhone 11 or whatever.
Yeah, never lied.
So
even though they already had like a release,
yeah,
they will quickly push something else.
Or like the iPhone 13 in 2020 or something. They're changing quickly.
Or they even be like iPhone 11B, C, D.
Yeah, exactly.
Just little small changes.
Yeah, and so I think they're just the ability to change quickly. That's what I think. And then just listening to their customers. Every single one of them, they listen to their customers. They get feedback.
And if you really think about it, I can't remember exactly what year, but I think one of the trailers for the new iPhone product, it was pretty much saying like changing the world as we know it.
Yeah.
And after that, it just blew up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, let's see. What else do we have up here? Why do you think innovation is needed?
Because that's what keeps your services, products, and operations fresh and up to date. You have to have innovation. You know, if businesses would just innovate, I think this world would be so much. There's real world problems that small businesses or even big businesses can fix if they would just innovate.
Okay, I hate to put a business on the spot. So what? What business do you think that just means is downright stubborn and refuses to change? They're coming after you.
I don't know. That's a hard question. I don't know. Like big business or?
It can be small or big. I'll leave it completely open. So what business do you think that needs to innovate that's just been just stubborn? Like I refuse to change.
So I'll take this back to our construction business.
Okay.
We've always done stuff the hard way.
Oh.
We've not really got the equipment to make stuff easier.
I guess to help them understand, like, what do you mean like the hard way? Like, what is the
hard? Digging ditches. We'll dig ditches by hand instead of going renting a piece of equipment and stuff like that.
So if I want this huge, I mean, if I guess one of the requirements is like to get a project done is this huge hole. Y'all will take the shovels and just.
Well, if it's like if it's a massive hole, no, we'll go get something for that. Right. But like a simple ditch, pretty good ways. Sometimes we'll dig it by hand. It just depends on the situation, I guess.
Do you think is more looking at the cost than the actual efficiency?
I think so. Because equipment's it's expensive to rent equipment. Mm-hmm. So I think I could see that point of view also on that. And I just went and bought our construction businesses. I just went and bought a 30-foot gooseneck trailer last week.
All right, how much that hit you, Loyd?
So I took the debt on that, around $7,000 on that. But it's a pretty nice one. It's brand new off the lot, so
yeah, but
it's something we needed.
Yeah, an investment.
Yeah,
well needed. Because you can only like stay away from this for so long, then eventually it's like, okay, you really need this now.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, and I think it's going to be really good for us, I think.
Okay.
So,
on this one, I definitely hit this one on top because stubbornness. So, do you feel like that applies to some of these small businesses that refuse to use social media or just believe like it's something just for kids or teens and it's not really?
Yes, I think so. I think small businesses are starting to figure it out that an online presence is the way to go, especially for some of these small businesses, some of these small retailers, boutiques, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I think they're starting to figure it out that you need Facebook, you need an online website, you need Instagram, you need all kinds of stuff to create a presence for people across the world.
Mm-hmm. That way they pretty much know about you because you can just be stubborn and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go door to door and try to drive around town.
Yeah.
You know, cost you time, money, and only probably reach 4 or 5 people. And while you're doing all this traveling, I can just be like, send 30 response notification. Oh, they're interested.
Yep.
Oh, you still on the road? All right, cool. Oh, they want to be booked? Okay.
But like if you're retail and you have an online website, you can do SEO on it where you can have people from China buying stuff. And you look up in the morning and, whoa, I got 10 more shipments of clothes. Mm-hmm. You're making money.
And that's a huge thing. I think a lot of times when it comes to that, we get comfortable and just like selling to our customers, I guess, just in this nation. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who's viewing this, so when I say nation, I'm saying the United States. And they forget about the bigger picture of like all these different countries out there that may be interested in your services or products. Because, I mean, you can do terrible in the U.S. and then just go international, and all of a sudden the whole country over there wants your services. Mm-hmm. And
that's right.
Now I'll be like, I'm not complaining about that. Y'all can all hate me right here, but I'm still making money shipping out.
Yep. It's kind of like going back to you're making money overnight. You're making money while you sleep.
Sleep.
That's what you want.
Sleep.
That's what you want.
So you just keep counting Z's and all of a sudden money just coming in.
Instead of dreaming about sheep, you should dream about money.
I think everybody wants to hear something like that.
I think so too.
Instead of stressing about bills and how I'm going to pay this rent.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's paid. Oh, I can buy another PS4. Oh, that's car note.
And I think innovation is what separates you from the big boys, really.
Okay. So like, you want to go in detail about that?
So like, some of these big businesses, so you have to go, when you go through change on these big businesses, you have to go through so many layers from the bottom to
So
the
it's
top.
like, I guess, a chain of commands.
Yeah, your chain of command you have to go through is so high. But on these small businesses, man, they can change like that. Instant.
And that does make sense because, like, you be like, oh, I had this great idea that's going to be really, to push the company to another level. And they be like, okay, let me send it to this person. Okay, they approve. And then it goes like, oh, okay, that's I guess the regional manager, whatever. Like, okay, we approve.
Yeah.
And then it goes to corporate. Shut down. We don't like that. It's not. It's like, okay, so this whole process took like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And just to get shut down.
Yeah, small business, they can do it instantly almost, and it's something that they can implement almost immediately.
Like on the spot.
Yes.
Now I will say this: you do have big business that do act on the spot with new ideas.
Yes, they do.
But I will say majority of them are just, chain of commands. You got to go through this.
Yeah.
And by the time they act on it, it's almost too late.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Toys R Us.
Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah. So, and I think it's innovation is one of the most crucial keys to your success in business.
Yeah.
You have to have it.
Yeah.
You always have to be thinking of new ideas, new products, new ways to service your customers. Because if you don't, you're dead.
Yeah, basically. I could just to be funny, could you imagine if, like, say, there was this local store that said, no, people still want to have beepers.
Yeah.
And like, what?
Yeah.
You do realize we have cell phones, right? Heck, we even get a cheap one like old Cricket or something like that.
Yeah.
And you want us to have no. Or even better yet, even like stay on the funny kind of thing is like, what do we start from, like 8-track cassette players?
Yeah. CDs.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, CDs almost come to the point. Everything's digital now.
Yeah. You can just go on iTunes now and just buy a song.
Basically.
So.
I mean, and then when you're talking about songs, we're talking about I'm trying to remember all you have, like Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes.
You even have Apple Music too.
Don't Google have something like Google Play or something?
I think so.
Yeah, you got Google Play.
Google,
yeah, and probably a bunch of other different platforms out there through social media.
Yeah.
And speaking of Google, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can just say music platforms. You probably get hundreds of thousands of different platforms you can pretty much post your music on.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I think if you aren't going to innovate, then somebody's going to pass you up someday.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to innovate. That's why you see big businesses like Hastings and Blockbuster that don't exist no more.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, let me add on some cable companies I feel like are in trouble. How do you feel on that?
I can see that because now that you have video streaming almost anywhere now.
And did you see what YouTube just did recently?
No, I did not.
They actually can view live sports on some channels through YouTube now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's gonna put some.
And now YouTube's a huge platform too.
Yeah.
And now when people, I think when you even open your app, it says have watch TV from YouTube. So I know that's probably making cable companies cringe right now.
Oh yeah, I can see it. I can see it. But
who could imagine something that used to be, oh, YouTube, oh, that's so cute. No, it ain't nothing. Oh, you can upload your own videos.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you're fun. You're a superstar. Oh, have fun with that.
Yeah.
Years later. Providing cable, people getting noticed on YouTube and getting platinum. And now they're like, oh, snap.
Yep. That's right.
I mean, if you really think about it, you don't even need to actually go to anyone when it comes to this. I mean, you can make your own. You can market your own self and get out there using these platforms.
Yeah, easily.
And that goes back to what you're saying earlier.
And it just, with these new social media platforms, it just makes it easier to build a brand, really. I think so. It just makes it easier to connect with a lot more people now.
Yeah. Could you imagine just going door to door, knocking, printing out flyers, and just going to them hand by hand?
Yeah.
In all these different meetings. Of course, you still have all that, but the process back then was so much slower and actually, I guess, mail out stuff to be delivered by mail.
Yeah.
And waiting.
Now it's just almost instant for anything. Anything that you want, you can have almost instantaneously. Speaking
on that, that reminded me, Amazon's logistics is on point.
Yeah.
It makes the was that the U.S. Post Office logistics kind of
it's going to make, I think it's going to disrupt some industries actually. And I saw probably a month ago, Walmart just came out a new delivery service. Really? Yeah, that you can have your food, your groceries and stuff delivered to your door, and even put into your refrigerator.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about a stranger coming to my house.
But I don't know. I think that's going to disrupt some of the.
But at the same time, I can't really say too much, because if you think about, let's see, the older audience, you know, the people that actually can't get around, that would actually be very beneficial to them, because, you know, they can just order their food or whatever else they need and have it delivered. You know, I can see that.
Yeah.
As long as there's some kind of safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be. That's going to disrupt a lot of industries. It's going to make our way of life a lot different too.
Yeah, I mean, and not only that, look at VR, virtual reality. You know, I still feel like it's pretty new, but it's slowly becoming more of a common thing.
Yeah.
And just imagine, like, you know, years in the past, we're like, oh, virtual reality, oh, okay, just, you know, 2D graphics, you know, the sideways Mario. And now all of a sudden, now you have like a 3D world that you can actually interact with. And it's going to get to the point where, I mean, this just hit my head, like, people in real estate can, like, instead of just showing the house, they can have like virtual reality where I guess customers can actually just
view it from wherever they're at.
Yeah,
I think that's an awesome idea.
I
for
may
real
just
estate
gave somebody a golden nugget.
You may have. we may have to get started on that.
Yeah, we may have to.
Something.
Yeah, we have video proof. We mentioned this first.
Yeah. Still our idea. We're suing you.
Coming right at your doorstep.
Yeah, that's right. And going back to that grocery stuff, you know, HEB, they have this thing called curbside now.
I actually seen, like, I don't know all the details about that, but I'm pretty sure you do. Like, so what is that? Like, curbside?
I think I haven't used it, but I think you can have somebody inside the store go pick up all your groceries and stuff, and you can actually pick up your groceries on the curb, like be put in your car. I think that's gonna save a lot of people time within the grocery store.
So I can just imagine, like, I guess you put your own order in,
I guess,
and like on your way to the store, I mean, I guess they'll be ready. You just let them know that you're here, and they'll be like, here you go, here's your groceries. You check out.
So. I think so.
That's actually clever.
I think that's a good way that HEB is doing
like,
that.
Separate itself from the competition.
Yeah, I think so.
That was actually a really good idea. I'm not gonna lie to that.
Instead of like Walmart, instead of having somebody put your groceries in your refrigerator, HEB, you can just pick it up at the store and put your own food in your refrigerator. So I can see both sides. Just depends if you want somebody going into your house or not.
Like, just to be funny, someone like,
yeah,
we're here from so I'm like, who the heck is this?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, get out of my house. Like, nah, get out.
That's right.
You know, it's Texas, we don't play that. We come loaded.
Yeah.
So let's see.
I did some research on innovation.
Go ahead.
And I didn't know these 5 types of I didn't know this was true. I didn't know about these types of innovation, but there's actually 5 different ways of innovation.
Okay.
So the first one is open innovation. That's when companies use internal and external ideas to help advance their operations.
Okay.
So I feel like that's
it's a very, like, interesting take on it. I never really thought about that.
Yeah. Just coming from inside and outside the company. So I like that. I didn't know about that.
Actually, I can see that, because I guess with the way the system works with the employees, have an innovative way to, I guess, give them better incentive. Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah, I think so. And the second is disruptive innovation, is where new products or services start out at the bottom of the marketplace and end up eventually moving up and displacing their competitors.
Kind of reminds me of the game consoles, or like phones,
or even like Apple. You know, Apple started kind of at the bottom, if you think about it.
Yeah, everybody was like, whatever.
Everybody had their flip phones and stuff. I don't think people actually knew how to respond whenever Apple came out with their first.
Because it's different.
First one, yeah, it's something different. So I think that eventually went up, and now it's one of the most popular phones ever.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth.
Don't tell that to Android users.
Yeah, that's right. So third is reverse innovation, is when products or services are developed first in developing nations. And I think that's that could be really great for, like, over in Africa, South Africa. If businesses would just figure out a way to help developing countries become better, this world would be so much better.
And I definitely agree with that because it helps, build that country, the communities, and not only that, it's like I'm here kind of first kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you help build them, you will get a tremendous amount of start in the long game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. So I think I like that idea, and I think if even within the businesses within the United States, there's over millions of small businesses within the United States.
Yep.
And they actually control like 55% of the economy within the United States.
And employment.
Yeah, and employment. So small businesses are really the backbone to American economy.
Yep, and I don't think a lot of people really grasp that.
No.
Until like,
I don't think so. At all. So fourth is incremental innovation. Is when companies make small changes to products and services to ensure that they keep their spot in the marketplace.
It kind of reminds me of McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then rather than changing the products or services completely, they're doing it in small steps in products that already exist.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just kind of like, I guess you can take that back to the iPhone. The iPhone, they started out one thing, and now they just, over the years, they've just made simple, small adjustments and changes, new ideas and stuff to the iPhone, and now it's just become better and better each year.
Or just to be a little funny, this is definitely a big slug. Madden, how like it just adds little features, same game, but just a little tad bit.
Yeah.
Or sometimes y'all take away some of the stuff and then bring it back as a new feature. I caught that.
Yeah.
But just little small little changes, just a little slug. But yeah, we know what's going on.
Yeah, that's right. And then lastly is breakthrough innovation. So it's also referred to as radical innovation. It's developing new ideas and concepts that don't build off existing products, services, or operations. So that's like an inventor inventing new stuff, like completely different than anybody else.
I can definitely see that. And we're facing a huge amount of criticism too.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, that's for sure. But if it works great, then it'll come back really good for, I guess, the inventor and whoever's involved.
They say the most craziest people in that time turned out to be a genius later on. I mean, look at Einstein. Thought he was crazy. Like, oh, yeah, electricity. What the heck, man? Get back inside the house.
Right.
And then years later, he's a genius.
But I want to go back to this crazy thing. I had somebody tell me one time that crazy people make crazy money.
Yeah.
So, and if you actually think about that, it's true. Most people think rich people are crazy. To tell you the truth. But,
So when we get up there, I guess they don't think we're crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone knows two crazy fools that was on this podcast
Right.
talking all this other stuff. Now they're rich. Who knows?
Oh well. But
He said, oh well.
haters can hate. And just keep going.
But that is part of like being innovative. Is you got to be able to fight through adversity, criticism, because you're introducing something that is completely different than what the market is actually accustomed to.
Yeah.
And like
exactly.
In the beginning we had just regular TVs, and then this thing called HD TVs. We were like, what? It seems interesting. Now everybody has HD TV.
Yeah.
And then HD TVs was this thing. We got 4K. It's too expensive. Now everybody got 4K TVs. It's just part of the cycle. It's like when you introduce something new, people are gonna resist it. What is that? It's too expensive. Oh, I'm scared of that. I mean, what are the flaws, et cetera, et cetera. And then later on, everybody's having their house.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's just about overcoming those walls, overcoming those mountains. So.
Which makes a big of a sale from a book now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have a book coming pretty much out there, my fourth one, Overcoming Mountains, where I pretty much talk on all of that because everybody faces their own adversity and they're trying to reach their success. So it's to help people guide them along.
Yeah. And I like the idea of overcoming mountains because whenever you are headed to success, you have to overcome mountains. Well, sometimes many of them. It just depends.
Yeah, and then you climb one, you be like, another one.
Yeah, another one that's bigger and twice as tall.
You're like, this is a joke, right? You're like, this is a joke. Like, you see what I just went through, right?
Right.
You know, all the tears, the sweat, the blood, and another.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. It's like, let me get my head right.
And like, so like, don't you believe that innovation is like critical to, like, even small business, even big businesses' success?
Most definitely, because if you don't have innovation, you will die out. I mean, there's always going to be something new, like either advertising technology, the way you pretty much reach your audience, the way you serve it, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, all these things are very critical to the business, either you like it or not. Because if you're stubborn, you will get passed up.
Yeah.
And if a customer's looking for a specific thing and you don't provide it, then they will go to that business that actually does have it because it took the time into, you know, taking a leap of faith and actually just doing it.
Yeah. So I think it is, like, as the owner or the CEO of a small business or even a big business, it's crucial that you have innovation. And it really determines your success. Yeah, it's a must. That's for sure. So I think it's very important for any business.
So with all of that said, like, you have any closing remarks you want to leave the audience before you head out?
So I want to go back real quick on what happens if you don't innovate.
Okay.
So, like, if you don't innovate, you're going to die. Like, as a company,
your business will die.
Yeah, you're going to die. You always have to think of new ways to better your products, better your services, and better your operations. And if you don't, then somebody's gonna be out there that's gonna be outworking you, and they're gonna do it.
Yep.
You just have to keep moving forward. Don't look back.
Toys R Us, Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Let's name a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go on from.
Yeah. That's true. You can even look at Sears. Sears is one of the. They're the ones that created the catalog, and now they're on the verge of filing for bankruptcy.
It's crazy.
So, and they've already closed hundreds and hundreds of stores.
And people lost their jobs.
You know, you've had thousands and thousands of people lose their job just because they were too stubborn to innovate.
And that should be another incentive for you to innovate, because you're having people's lives on the line.
Yes.
So, like, if you close out, you know, that person's not going to be able to provide to their family and much more.
Yeah, that's for sure. But eventually it's going to catch up to you if you don't innovate. You're just going to be in the hole and you're not going to have a business. So.
How's business? Oh, I'll go down there and deliver out the newspapers and put an ad in there. Eventually somebody will call. Nobody. Never mind. Just stick to what you want to say. Unless it's like a major news article, but then again, it's still, you know, social media.
Yeah, that's for sure. But you just have to basically get started and just keep thinking of new things,
and just
new
do
ideas, and just do it. Yeah.
So with that said, like, where can they find you at?
So you can get connected with me on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And we can probably put some of that stuff in the show notes,
Most definitely.
So they can get connected to me. Yeah. But most of the time, you can just search Kelly Lyod on any of those platforms, and you can get connected to me.
Right.
So, but I just want to leave a few last words. But so, like,
go ahead.
You need to always think of new ideas, new operations, new ways to serve your customers. If you don't, it's going to catch up to you. You just have to remember, stay focused on your goals and your dreams. If you just stay focused on that and build a plan to achieve those dreams and the goals, then you're going to be on the way to success. Most people's dreams are wishes, but make yours a reality. It's just easy as making a simple plan to do each day, and to make sure that you work on it each and every day. So if you want some ideas to come up with new ideas, new products and stuff, go get a book and read. That's one of the best ways to think of new things, is to read. And read good books, like Rich Dad Poor Dad, some good books, Blue Ocean Strategy and Blue Ocean Shift. Blue Ocean Shift just came out, I think, last month. So those are both really good books to read. And actually, the Blue Ocean books, they're really good on innovation. They teach you how to get from a red sea to a blue sea and stuff like that. So those are 2 books I would recommend that all your listeners read for sure. And even Rich Dad Poor Dad, that's a really good book about money. Mm-hmm. I think people should really read. But just remember, it's just not about where you start; it's about where you end. Mm-hmm. You just have to start right now and get focused.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let him leave it with that. The last one. Oh, and crush it, Gary V.
That's
execution.
Right. That's right.
You get it. But I'm gonna leave it off with that. I'm pretty sure y'all have some golden nuggets and motivational words, and then ideas that's gonna spark up. Make sure you read those books.
Yes.
Because it all begins with the mind. If this is not there, you pretty much game over for that.
Oh yeah.
This is it for this episode. Again, host Chris Holmes, Next Level Thinking, and I have
Kelly Lyod. Get connected to me.
And y'all keep grinding, hustling, and I'll see y'all at the top.
That's right.